Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It is I, Hollywood J. Williams, the biggest icon in North Haven, here with the man himself, Uncle Otis. How goes it, Otis?
It goes. So glad to be back in the studio for a show, you know? I mean,
that was a nice long vacation we had.
It was a little too long, unfortunately. I was ready. We've seen a lot of shows. We've been a lot of places for the past, I don't know, well, we were in here, about maybe 2 months ago? Something like that. It's been about 2 months. So we're glad to be back with all you people and
exactly.
Check out the show.
Things slowed down a little bit for the holidays, let everybody, spend the time with their families and all that.
Screw family.
But we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back,
and we got a lot on our plate coming up in the weeks ahead. So there's some things that we're going to start sharing with you folks, and there's going to be changes made to the show. And
change is always a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Nobody wants to be stagnant, right?
No.
like we're going to start doing things a little different. So we just wanted to poke at that real quick.
Right, we're gonna be taking this thing on the road a little bit.
Yeah, we're starting though today with something that we don't normally do. You probably are noticing by looking at the two of us idiots sitting here together that normally we don't sit this close, because I don't like them that much. But,
I don't. You're not really,
Exactly.
Right.
I'm not your type. Thank you.
Exactly.
And vice versa. But anyway, the thing is that we want to start having a little fun, and we want to have some people on the show. So, starting tonight, we are going to have our inaugural guest. Well, not inaugural for you, because you've been doing this for a dog's age.
Remember, this show started in 2012.
Yeah. I'm the newbie.
You're the newbie.
I'm the rookie, the old fat rookie.
I didn't even see you around any wrestling shows at all in 2012.
Well, no. As a matter of fact, I think 2012 I was probably on my third marriage.
Wow.
But anyway. Back to what's more important. Pro wrestling.
Exactly. Independent professional wrestling.
We have a guest tonight, and that's why you can't see down that end of the counter. Yet. But what we want to do is we would like to be able to show a clip of this person, and you'll know who it is, I'm sure, once you see. Well, you'll have to guess which of the two competitors it is.
It's two people wrestling each other.
Well, I would hope so.
Well, they're not
you're wrestling,
they're not playing chess with each other.
If he's in public playing wrestling by himself, you get arrested for that, trust me. But anyway, we're going to show you a clip real quick, and then we're going to have our guest pop on.
We're going to take it from there.
So if our buddy in the studio, God, could you please show the clip?
Here we are. This is from St. Paradise Day back in March. PHW Wrestling School.
I remember that. That was a good show. Really good show.
Oh, yes.
That's the one thing about Paradise Alley is not only do they have some outstanding talent, but every seat in the joint is a front row seat, because it's not a big place. Fits about $1.25 of people in there comfortably, and when they put on a show, But here we got here Bull Dread taking on the Mooch, and both of these guys are very well known amongst Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling fans, and whether you're a fan of Mooch or Bull, you're guaranteed to see some action with them just about every Paradise show, because they're staples.
Right.
With Paradise
you want to
Alley.
see a good wrestling match, you put these two in the ring with each other, like you're seeing now,
or either one of these two guys against anybody else.
Exactly.
Quite frankly.
Against anybody else, and they're going to deliver. So, this goes back to March. This is as far back as I could go. I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah, we can't disclose.
Right.
But you can see. Oh, there you go. Dropped him right on his knuckle. The one on the top of his shoulders. And not for nothing, but I believe Mooch and Bull have met each other several times. So
Several times.
nice elbow drop. Bull's not looking too good. Look at the haircut Mooch is sporting.
Wow.
Look at that.
Wanted to have a mohawk, so he did. Bull's trying to get up.
Yeah, but look at Mooch is playing with him.
Right.
He's playing with him. Oh, shit.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's what you get. All right.
That's what I'm saying. This is good action right here. My compliments to the cameraman too.
Yeah? But yeah, I wonder who that was.
I don't know.
Oh, he's going to try and do the castrator. That's what he's trying to do. Oh, man.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
That left a mark.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah. Quite a
Both of
crowd.
them laid out. Okay, are we going to start counting, ref? What's going on?
What's up with this referee here?
I don't know. Is he counting? I can't.
He's counting.
I think he is.
He's counting. I'm just not really. I have the camera on the wrestler. He's not really.
All right, Bull's up. Mooch is up.
What Gorilla Monsoon used to say, the irresistible force is irresistible logic.
Something like that, yeah. Well, both of these guys are, you know, they have some experience behind them. They both have been all over the place, all over Connecticut, all over probably New England. I mean, I know that I see Mooch often at Paradise Alley because I go there, I do potatoes, and, you know, I do promo shots and things with the guys and gals.
Right.
And I see Mooch there often. He trains constantly. I don't know with Bull. Bull is always, he lives in, you know, on the other side of the state from me, so I don't see him as often unless it's at a show. But I keep in touch, and I know that he's always in the gym. So you're talking, these two guys are conditioned. You know, they look like they're big guys, but these guys, they got cardio. You know what I'm saying? They're in the ring. They're knocking each other around. They're going, you know, 15, could be 20 minutes. Who knows?
A big
you know,
guy with
depending.
cardio, that's a scary thing.
And they're still throwing, you know, throwing beef. All right, is this the pin? Is he getting the pin on him? That's it. It's a done deal.
Done deal. And then we're going to come back to the shot of myself and Uncle Otis
I would imagine.
momentarily.
Because I want to bring on this guest, and I want
Right.
to know what happened with this. What happened with this match?
What happened with this match?
Now, Mooch is, I don't understand. It looks more like he's bitching at somebody out there. But he won.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe he's just saying, call an ambulance for the
Could be.
full. I don't think he's going anywhere soon. So,
Back to us.
yeah. I hope you enjoyed that quick little video, because now we're gonna bring in one of them two mean son of a you know what's, and find out what he's up to now
let's
and
do
where
it.
he's going.
From Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, we present to you Mooch.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, Mooch.
Uncle Otis, it's not our normal meeting spot. We're in a studio.
Yeah, I'm kind of bugged out about that. You do notice, though, however, that I made sure someone was sitting between us, because I just can't. You know what? I don't know if you've seen, but Mooch has been virtually a staple with my potatoes, regardless of who I'm mashing on the potato.
Right. You're either potatoing him or he's interfering in your
He's
potato.
interfering.
There's
But that's okay,
There's
Mooch.
nothing
That's
wrong
all
with
right.
that.
You know what? You know, you were the United States, and I'm sorry to say were, but the Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling United States champion for 6 months. And I put up with quite a bit of you popping in to remind me of that.
What do you mean? You put up with me. I put up with you. I was in the locker room and you were like, hey, come do a potato.
Is he that annoying?
That's not how it went.
I turn around, he's there. I go in another room, he's there. Me.
I think that's horrible.
Just so happens, we cross paths.
Well, let's talk about you, Mooch. Let's talk about what's going on. Now,
let's start at the beginning.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's start.
Everybody has a story about what.
We're gonna ask you some of the same stupid questions that a lot of other people do, but we want to know. We want to know all the poop. Don't skip around and say, well, I did some high school wrestling, and I mean, we want to know what drove you to be the Mooch that you are in the ring.
When you were younger, you were obviously a wrestling fan.
So that's a weird question. So I grew up with 2 older brothers, and my parents, they were all wrestling fans. So that age of when did you start watching wrestling, I was probably in my high chair watching wrestling while they were watching wrestling. So it's always been there.
So did you mess around with wrestling with your brothers, the typical boys do?
They beat me up, if you call that messing around. But yes, we wrestled around. I remember I got their hand-me-down tapes and wrestlers and all that stuff, and it's just been a staple. Then my parents and we'd watch it. It was always on in my house, and then I grew up in the boom of wrestling.
Who was the superstar or the wrestler that you liked, you idolized when you were growing up?
Hulk Hogan was the original guy for me. He was just that guy. That just larger than life sports entertainer.
Right.
So he was just, I'm sure it was either Hogan or Warrior for a lot of people. But Hogan was the guy for me. Hogan was.
But was he like the guy?
He's the guy that
was
wanted
the epitome of wrestling to you.
Yes, as a child, yes.
I mean, as opposed to, let's say, if I said to you, who was your favorite grappler? You might have said Tully Blanchard.
So I was an Arn Anderson guy. Ironically, I was a big Arn Anderson guy. Going to my teen years, then I discovered somebody brought over a tape of ECW. Then I was a Taz guy. ECW to me, it was it seemed more those are real guys. I could fit in there. Nobody was ginormous or
these guys are fighting for real.
Yeah, they're real fighting. Right. So it was Taz was my guy for a while. I was a big Triple H guy, Mick Foley guy, Shane Douglas. He was loved promos from him.
Were you pretty much more of just the mainstream? Or did you ever get involved in watching local stuff?
I didn't know what local stuff was until I started training and helped set up my first ring. So you said let's not skip ahead. So
first you're a wrestling fan and you're fan of Hulk Hogan, Triple H, Shane Douglas, Taz, all these people. So at some point you said to yourself, I want to get involved in this.
So
when was that?
So fun fact, I was part of the backyard wrestling generation when that was a big thing, and it just so happened one of my older brother's friends was like, hey, there's a school in Waterbury. So this was probably roughly, I want to say maybe end of 03, early 04. I ironically have my original contract I signed. I went to Jason Knight's pro wrestling school in Waterbury.
Okay.
So that's how I got my start. That was probably 04 I got my start. So
now, is that maybe when you might have met Bull?
So I didn't meet Bull Dread till 2006 on his comeback. So 2006 I started working for Defiant Pro Wrestling. The guy who ran Defiant Pro Wrestling was also trained by Jason Knight, the same guy. We're ironically linked in that way. That's that weird spider web that connects me and Bull Dread. Long story short, 2006 comes, Bull Dread makes his return. I'm still fairly new. That's when I started working regularly, 2006. So that's when I meet Bull Dread.
And have you and him had, several go-rounds?
So
Like in other promotions?
no,
Or
PAPW was the first time I got my hands on bull dread.
Yeah, so you waited a long time to get your hands on him.
Yes,
Very long time.
Very long time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, 2006 I meet Bull Dread. He feuds with Jason in that promotion, and
Now, did you wrestle in high school?
I did.
You did?
I wrestled at Stratford High School.
You seem to be more like a football guy to me.
So I didn't play football
At all?
No football. I wrestled a little bit of my freshman year, and then junior and senior year I was heavyweight in Stratford. That's ironically 2006. A fan found out where I went to high school, and our mascot was the Red Devils. So he started calling me the Red Devil, so it just stuck. So that's where the moniker, the Stratford Red Devil, came from. High school
okay.
wrestling. So
Very cool. Very cool. Now, I was also wondering that, like, when you said, I'm going to do, now, obviously, being in the independents, just like, all independent wrestlers, this is their second job, so to speak. They put a lot of time into it, as far as training and that sort of thing. But unfortunately, it doesn't really pay the bills. And that's pretty much why people like Jason and I do this, so we can give you guys an extra platform to kind of get that word out. Because I've said it on the show many times. I didn't even know I didn't know anything about independent wrestling. I just happened to be scrolling on Facebook, and I saw one of those banners from like a match card, and I was like, oh wow, that's like, and I think it was at Paradise Alley. I said, that's 2 towns over. Why can't I go to that? $20.
yeah.
That's a great time. Yes. $20. Come on. And sure enough, I just started getting involved because I found out there's just so many promotions. There's
Yep.
You can always find something to do.
I took him for the first time to Pioneer Valley on Friday night,
and it was a great time. It was a great time. A little far for me,
right?
Being out in East Hampton, Massachusetts. It was like an hour and a half drive, but I think it was well worth it. I was tired coming home, but it was well worth it. They put a good show on. The venue was nice. The crowd, the fans are. Pioneer Valley's fans are insane.
It's different. It's a different
They're
atmosphere.
an insane crowd. They really are, but in a good way. Like they love their faces and they hate their heels, and I love that because that's what it's all about. And
fan reaction.
So
Yes,
so when
sir.
the question I was going to ask before I got sidetracked, which I do, because that's what old people do, was your family okay with? I mean,
They were very supportive.
Okay.
They pushed.
Is your mom still with us?
So no, both my parents are gone.
I'm sorry.
So my dad used to come to every single show. He'd help set up the ring. He would drive me. He was at every show.
So he was really supportive.
Absolutely.
Was mom worried?
No.
You get hurt?
No. She wasn't worried. So ironically, the one and only show she came to, it was this last show my dad went to. I won my first title. So I was the first ever Defiant Pro Wrestling television champion. So she got to see me the one time. She got a kick out of it and loved it. She was disabled, so it was hard for her to come out and do those things. And ironically, around that time too, the building we ran out of was our wrestling school, and I got to live there.
Oh man!
Because I didn't have a job. I couldn't afford to go from Stratford to Waterbury. So he was like, "Hey, if you help out, feel free to stay here." So I would clean up, set up before shows, work out with the young guys.
That almost sounds like a real Rocky kind of thing. It really does.
Right.
It kind of sounds like a Rocky story. Guy down on his luck, just trying to make a buck. And he really has a dream, and the only way to get that dream is to just buck up and
exactly
do it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's really cool. Like I said before, I continue seeing you Wednesday nights training. I know you're there sometimes Monday nights, maybe every Monday. I don't know.
No, it was usually, used to be Tuesdays, but Wednesday seems like the night right now. But every once in a while I get a Saturday in there, but I just like helping the younger talent too.
Yeah, and you definitely have been and I want to thank you. You know, I don't always agree with you on stuff, but you've been very instrumental into the potato. And if not for nothing else, I thank you for that, and I appreciate that you've entrusted me to get crap off your chest and get it out there to whoever it was that you wanted to, spread that word to. And I appreciate that, and I'm always here for you to do that.
Listen, I see a microphone. I have no problem talking into it. So you just happen to be standing there. I have to hold a towel up high enough, though. It's weird.
You calling him short?
No, it's just always tries to.
I got, me and Rodney Dangerfield, no respect.
Tell you, we have other clips of
we got
Mooch.
As
well.
Let's watch some more Mooch.
Yeah, we'll talk about some of the matches that you was involved with here.
Yes, God, you're awesome. Thank you.
The U.S. Championship at Bash at the Brewery.
That was okay. Now this is, if I'm not mistaken, this was
match
your
number one.
match number one.
Number one.
For the United States. Right now, Frosty in this is the U.S. champion at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. This was a great show. Always great time when we do it at the brewery. Armada Brewery in New Haven on River Street.
A little too cold to be doing it over there right now.
Yeah, now. But like from April through August or September, maybe even into October, I'm not sure, but several months they do shows at the Armada Brewery. And you can see they set up picnic tables and everything. It's a good time.
Absolutely. So tell us about this match here with Ryan Frost.
So Ryan Frost, he's been a local, I'll say, legend.
Mm-hmm.
I told him I want that belt. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get it from him.
I did remember you had me meet you at an undisclosed location somewhere that I can't talk about. You and one of your henchmen, I don't know what he was one of your thugs was with you. And you told me in confidence to make sure that I got this message to Frosty, and I did. And then he, in turn, when we were at another show somewhere else, he did a interview with me to tell you, because you wanted a fight. You didn't want to wrestle, man. You wanted a fight.
So, Ryan Frost, he's one of the baddest men on the planet. I will give him that. Mm-hmm. He took me to my limits, but he had something I wanted. And I told him, by any means necessary, I'm going to take that belt from you.
Yeah.
I'll even give him credit. Our second match, he had a broken thumb.
Yeah, but do we really want to talk about how you retained the belt that night? Do you really want to bring that up?
All's fair in love and war. He stepped in that ring.
Well, we're about to see some of your handiwork coming up very shortly, I'm sure.
Right. You said whatever it takes.
Right now, I don't know what Frosty's doing. He's just walking you around. Oh, okay. Gearing up for a smack.
And now he's pondering to the fans and shaking some of their hands now.
See, that's his problem.
Right.
That's his problem. Those people will get you in trouble.
Well, they can get you in trouble, but don't you think that sometimes when you hear them cheering your name on, that gives you that extra
Absolutely
kick
not.
in the pants?
Didn't need him to beat him.
You just needed Sarge. Is that what you're saying?
No.
I better shut up or I'm going to be leaving with dotted eyes.
Remember, I know where to find you, Uncle Otis.
I know you do, yes.
Now he knows where you work, too. We'll just let the match play out. Here we go, getting back in the ring.
I tried to grab that guy's camera in the front row. He got pretty mad when I tried to take his camera.
Did you?
Yeah.
Those things aren't cheap.
Ooh. Nice. What do they call that move, Mooch?
That's me taking your eyebrows off with the bottom of my feet.
I know what it does. I just wanted to know what it was called.
He summed it up for you.
It's like a face rake with the feet.
Right.
You want to know where I learned that from?
Where did you learn that from?
Roma.
Pretty Paul Roma.
I bet you did. I knew it. I
Right.
knew it.
You're picking up a few things from Mr. Paul Roma.
Yes,
Let
sir.
me tell you something.
Right.
When I'm there watching some of these guys train and do what they do, it's amazing to watch Paul. He doesn't miss a trick. He doesn't even have to be looking at you, and he knows if you screwed something up.
Exactly.
He's real good.
I will say there is in my possession, there's a one-on-one match that has never seen the light of day
Oh, really?
between me and Mr. Paul Roma.
No way.
Yep.
And it's not on your YouTube.
Nope,
No.
You're hiding it.
I am hiding it.
Oh my God.
When are you going to
He
reveal it?
must have raked you through the coals if you don't want to sport that to anybody.
No one will ever know that how badly he beat me up.
Oh my God. He must have just devastated you if you got that thing. What did you do? Like cut a hole in your wall and put it in there and patch it closed forever?
I think he knew what he was doing. He
Yeah.
saw the camera and couldn't help himself.
Right. What did you do? Were you like 5 minutes late getting there or something?
No. I was flapping my gums, and let's just say he gave me a good one.
Oh,
Here comes Ryan Frost.
up
Well,
and
well,
yes,
well.
a nice sidewalk slam.
Didn't get the W there though.
Referee Jordan Major. Everybody loves ref Major.
Oh yeah.
I don't love any refs. They just get in the way.
You don't
Well, you
even
gotta
like.
have a ref there in order to raise your hand if you win.
Right.
I don't need my hand raised.
Sure you do.
But how's everybody gonna know if you won the match or not?
All right, here we go. Oh, wait a minute. No.
Nope.
All right, is that?
Who is that?
Andy up on
That's Andy Sweet. He's
What
one
is
of the,
Andy Sweet doing up on the apron? Why is he even in there in your corner? You know that's trouble. That's trouble. Rachel.
Look at that. He passed me.
Look, see?
So Andy Sweet, he is one of the original Paul Roma students.
Okay.
We were former tag team partners.
All right, now what was the idea of that?
What?
When Ref Major was apparently Andy must have passed you something, and the ref took it away because Ref Major had to throw something outside the ring. When he was throwing that outside the ring, you kicked Frosty right in the biscuits.
By any means necessary.
By any means necessary.
I was not dishonest when I said, look at that.
That's when he had the United States Championship.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, Ryan Frost had a great reign as champion.
Mm-hmm.
But then he got in the ring with me.
Well, I think maybe what happened was Ryan underestimated your shenanigans. I don't think that he must not have been doing his research on you, because in the little time I've known you, I know that you can be up to shenanigans.
Hey, you just have to keep some foreign objects in the pockets.
Yeah, well, you probably heard that from Mario Mancini, because that's something he was talking to me about.
You gotta do things by any means necessary.
I know.
You
Well,
gotta
Mario
win.
tells me, you ought to have something in your pocket to poke someone.
You never know when you're going to need it.
Right.
That's what
People
he
are
tells
crazy.
me.
It's true.
People are crazy.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So now you had that title, like I said, for 6 months. And that was the first match. I don't think we have any more of the matches for the title with Frosty, do we?
Back in November.
Was November the third time?
November was the Woodbridge.
Woodbridge, yes. So that is the last time.
Right.
And you have that one?
I have that one, but I have him. He was talking about helping the younger talent out, and the next match is about that.
Oh. Well, then why don't we poke around and if God is hearing us,
God.
God will, yeah. God will do that. Put up something to watch.
This is Mooch versus Deuce Stovall.
All right, now, Mooch, I want to ask you something. Did you ask to go against Deuce?
No.
Because Deuce is a rookie. He's very green.
Listen, I was United States champion. Anybody could sign on that dotted line.
You were willing to take on any
What did you
comers.
promise him if he would do that?
A beating.
You must have promised him something he wanted, because I can't see why he would have gotten in there. What? See what I'm talking about?
Right.
He drops an elbow on
He's
him.
helping the younger
guy's not gonna
generation.
breathe for a week.
So you mean to tell me he wasn't thinking, my first match, let me try and knock off the United States champion?
I don't think that I don't know Deuce that well, but I have talked to him, and he seems to be somewhat intelligent. So I can't see him coming to you and saying, you know,
I don't make the matches. I just sign my name on the dotted line, and whoever fills in the blank gets the beating.
And in this case, it was Mr. Deuce Stovall.
Yeah.
I will say a lot of those, I give those kids, they put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we've talked about this on the past couple of shows. Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, I think 2025 is going to be its breakout year. Because they've got
A lot
a
of
lot
good.
of great, not even just good, but great talent coming out of there. You know, but I think a lot of it has to do with these kids are hungry, and there's something when you know that you're being taught by a legend like Paul Roma and Mario Mancini. These two guys have done it all.
They
How
learn.
can you not be stoked?
They learn how to crawl before they walk and walk before they run. They're gonna get a great foundation there.
Yeah. And it holds a very high reputation amongst schools and
It does.
you know, for putting out a great product.
It's gaining ground. They have the respect of all the major promotions around.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I enjoy beating up a lot of these guys in front of their families. Brings joy to my heart.
I'm sure it does. I think with you though, you just feel like it's teaching them a lesson. Like you wanna get froggy, jump. There you go.
Exactly. I'm open to
Look at
all
this,
comers.
another elbow.
Right.
The poor guy, he's kind of a thin guy as it is, and you're trying to put his sternum into the mat.
That's my job.
Right. He's got to toughen the kid up. He's trying.
Hey, who's the fat guy in the corner with the tripod? You see him?
Well, I don't know. What can you see about Deuce though?
He's got a bright future. I don't think we've barely seen the tip of the iceberg from him. He just beat Marbury last PAP.
Beat Marbury.
He beat Marbury. That's
Did he
something.
really?
That's something I haven't even done.
Yeah, but you haven't had many matches with Marbury.
Had, I believe, 2 or 3 matches with Marbury.
And Deuce already beat him.
The two of you are kind of a different style. How do you
Do a
what
lot.
is it like for you when you go up against like somebody that is more of a I'm trying to think of who is more of a high flyer in the ring from there.
So I'll age myself. I watch a lot of tape and do a lot of homework. But Marbury, he's always changing, so it's hard to get a grasp on what he's going to do. See, but there's his mistake.
He should have got you while you were down.
There's his
Right.
mistake.
He was trying. He was catching his own wind, and there was
Right.
no time for that.
Yeah.
He let me catch my breath,
Yep, big mistake.
and there it is.
Why you're the champion?
Oh, look
He's
at! I
not.
love that move, by the way. What do you call that?
That's a pile driver.
Yeah, but I mean, you didn't put your flavor on it.
No.
You're just calling it a pile driver.
Yep.
Well, that's kind of lame, Mooch. Come on. I expected a little more from you.
It's out of respect.
All right, so Deuce didn't walk away with the belt that night.
No. Back to us. So that was Deuce. Who else should we be looking out for
Yeah.
in PAPW? That you could see.
There's a lot of people.
Jeremy Lacroix.
He was number one.
Yeah, there's something about Jeremy that just... The kid's on a rampage.
Does it get under your feathers?
Just a tad.
Just a tad.
A little bit. Yeah, I want to... Every time I do a potato with him, he leaves me flustered.
He has no
like
problem.
I'm scared.
He has no problem speaking his mind.
No,
and
he
that's
doesn't.
what I love about him.
He doesn't.
He's a wrestler's wrestler.
A.G. Nelly. I'll go Nelly.
He's got a lot of talent. He's got a bright future too. I mean, I'd like to get my hands on him and drop him on his head, but...
Yeah, well, not for nothing, but you said that about somebody very recently in a potato that well, it wasn't really a potato. You and Andy Sweet kind of snuck up on me when I was outside of Paradise Alley. And you were talking about the match that you were going to have with Mirza.
Listen, Mirza got dropped on his head.
Well, he got dropped on his head, but what does he care? He's got a beautiful belt now hanging in his...
He caught me slipping, and I should have been disqualified. I brought a chair into the ring. I used the chair. Isn't that a disqualification? See,
I'm not the referee, so I can't tell you that it was a bad call on him. And you know what? I unfortunately wasn't there that night.
That's why I don't like those.
What happened.
That's why I don't like those referees.
All I know is that
when
I talked to you and Andy, you were telling me that it lights out for Mirza. Because he had tried your patience once before, correct?
Yeah.
And you dropped him on his head.
And he got beat.
And the kid was done for the night. But what happened the night of the Hall of Fame ceremony?
Caught me slipping. I was off my game.
Yeah?
I beat me. He didn't beat me.
Well, I guess the next question I'd have about that would be, what are you going to do now? Are you going to say, all right, well, U.S. Championship, I got my eyes set on such and such. Or is there a particular person that's got under your skin that you want to take on?
I'm not done with Mirza by a long shot.
No? So you really want to try and get that belt back?
Try? I'm going to get that belt back.
Well, I'm just being...
February 15th. You should show up.
I will be there.
Maybe we'll make some mashed potatoes.
Whoa.
No, I can't afford any mashed potatoes. I got a family to take care of. Well, not
French
really,
fries?
but...
Don't worry, I know where to find you.
I can't win for losing with this guy. All right.
So that brings us to November and Woodbridge. And I think that was probably the highest attended PAPW card I've ever been to. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Right.
It was a great show. By the way, what Jason's talking about is the Jewish Community Center in Woodbridge, Connecticut.
Correct.
Which is just outside of, it's like in the New Haven County.
Right.
And it's a beautiful venue, beautiful community center. And it was a packed house that night. Packed house. As a matter of fact, for a good part of the night, I saw Mario running around bringing chairs in, more chairs in.
Right.
Because people were coming in even a few matches in.
Made me proud to be a wrestling fan. It made me proud to do what I do.
Yeah, and it also made it made me, as somebody who hangs out at Paradise and watches the younger guys and gals, it was really cool to see them, in action in a venue with a big crowd like that, because it's really important that they're able to do what they have to do when they've got that many people around them doing,
And those shows are either streamed live on YouTube, or I think they do something with like Fight TV.
Yeah, that one was actually live on YouTube that night, because Paul was telling me about that.
That brings an added pressure too, so that's when you got to step up your game. Uncle Otis, you creeper.
I'm what?
You're a creeper.
Why am I a creeper?
Catch you in the locker room all the time.
I'm not creeping in there because I'm a creeper. I'm creeping in there because I'm trying to get potatoes not look at potatoes.
Oh, creeper.
I don't know.
He's just angry.
I like this guy. I like this guy.
I'm out there in the audience filming.
He's angry because he lost the belt. That's what it is.
Do I have to slide him back?
No. Well, or look, I'm trying to be a nice guy. I just think. Why don't we get back to watching some video?
Yes, let's watch.
And maybe ask a question or two.
Let's talk about the Woodbridge
before
match.
I end up.
Now.
In a body bag somewhere.
Mania in Paradise. This was November 16th.
Yes, I think you are correct, sir.
Right.
And there again, there's Rep Major.
Right.
Which Mooch could care less about.
Because he's a major pain in my... This is me and Frosty's third and final match for the United States title.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, the second match, which we didn't get to see, but the second match was also at the Armada Brewery, River Street, New Haven. And Frosty, as you had mentioned earlier, Mooch, had a broken thumb. And it was in some sort of a splint or whatever. I don't know if you want to touch on how the end of that match went, because I remember it fairly well.
He was willing to step into the ring with me with that broken hand. I used that broken hand. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I target an injury?
Yeah, but you could end a guy's career.
That's nice. He chose to get in the ring with me. That's his mistake.
He pulls no punches.
He knew he was hurt. I knew he was hurt. You mean to tell me you don't think Frosty would do the same if I had an injury?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Frosty has...
You don't think if he had the opportunity to get that belt back and I walked in there with an injury?
I don't know. I think Frosty's got integrity, and I think he's an honest player. He's a good guy.
Frosty, huh?
Yeah.
Good guy.
I mean, he's always shown me great respect, and he's, I don't. All I know is that I don't think he would want to end your career.
Who says I was trying to end his career?
Yeah, but you could have. It was a broken thumb.
It's a broken thumb.
He was a broken thumb.
He was smart enough to tap out.
Well, listen to you. It's only a broken thumb.
I'm sure it hurts. Don't get me wrong.
Actually, he got lucky. The ref stopped the match because I don't think he was smart enough to quit.
Look at this. That's something that I want to.
He was smart enough to move out of the way.
I want to give you kudos for a guy your size. Coming off the top rope like that takes some cojones.
2025, there's going to be a whole lot of different things coming out of my repertoire. I think it's time to change it up.
Well, I know that you must be training a little bit extra, because, not for nothing, I could see a difference in you now than there.
I've stepped it up.
That wasn't that long ago.
I'm just talking about conditioning.
I had to step it up, especially after the war I had with Bull Dread. And these kids are getting younger and younger and faster and stronger
and braver.
And braver. So I had to change my style.
You never stop learning.
Nope. Especially when you got guys like Deuce, Corey, the Duke boys.
Oh my God, the Duke brothers are amazing also.
He's another one. Got my hands on him, dropped him on his head, and called it a day.
Corey.
Yes, sir. But they're getting younger, stronger, faster.
Right, you got to be able to keep up.
And I will say, I think I'm the only person that can say it, I beat Ryan Frost 3 times.
Consecutively, right? Because you didn't have any non-title matches with him.
Nope.
In between.
And see, now look, he was going to hit me with the belt. And he's a good guy. See that?
No, I think he's just trying to polish it because you don't take care of it. I think he just wants it to, he's trying to shine it up before he takes it home.
Was that it? Let's see what we
What
got.
is happening here? Oh, and you tried to do a pile driver on him. All right, now hit. Oh, you did pull both legs away. Okay.
May have not gotten all of it, but I got enough.
Yeah. No, I got to give it to you on that. You were smart and you pulled both legs because he could have very easily dropped that one right under the rope or on top of that bottom rope like that, and it would have been nuts out for you. But you were thinking, and I give you credit for that.
You want that?
I want that belt back.
You want that belt back?
So now you really only work PW, correct?
So far, yes.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now. Are there any promotions that you have your eyes on?
There's quite a few I have my eyes on.
Yeah.
It's just biding my time. There's stuff in the works for 2025, so.
You care to reiterate a little bit?
And who knows? I may have a tag partner. I may not. You'll just have to wait and see.
All right.
My sights may be shifting a little bit. Let's just leave it at that.
You want that belt back, though?
But
as far as Paradise Alley, it's that United States Championship.
oh, and that, and I want that heavyweight title too.
Really?
Of course. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I want?
So you're right now. You're on air. If you want to just go ahead and just put that challenge out, go ahead. Tell Troy Stevens, I'm looking at you, kid.
If he doesn't know that I'm looking at him, he ain't paying attention. But right now, I want my United States title back.
Well, you hear that, Mirza? Mooch is looking for his title back. You think, are you doing anything different to prepare this time?
No.
Because like you said, kids are faster, stronger, younger.
Once I catch him, drop him on his head, that's it. He just got lucky. I didn't take him seriously this time.
So February 15th is going to be another showdown with you and Mirza.
Yep.
You believe? Okay.
I believe so. I get my rematch.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Now, did Paul put that in? Was there a clause for that for you? You got in the contract?
I do what I want. I do what I want.
How do you do what you want? I thought maybe Troy Stevens, because he's running with the big belt.
I do what I want.
Well, there you go, people.
Where do you see yourself? This is 2025. Where do you see yourself like 2030, 2035?
Oof, 2035.
Yeah, we could go with just 2030. 5 years is pretty far.
I think long term.
That's a good question. I don't know. I truly don't know. I don't know.
Am I gonna be sitting home and I turn on TBS or Netflix on a Monday night? Am I gonna see you? Am I gonna see you on Netflix on a Monday night? Or...
Of course, that's everybody's goal, but I don't know. I try and
playing it day by day.
I go day by day. Of course, I have some long-term plans, but there's so much wrestling out there now that I don't think you need WWE. Not saying I wouldn't like to go there, but I'm not going to. It's not first priority.
Right.
It's especially, I'm going to be 38 years old. I realistically, I've never been put on the spot like that with a 5-year question.
I have to.
No, and it's a good question. Not saying I don't think about it,
right.
But as I age and.
It's a real difficult one to answer because you don't know where you might be in 5 years physically, mentally, spiritually.
So, right now, I'm focusing on really stepping it up in 2025. We'll see where we go from here. I have some things in the works. Like I said, I may be stepping into the tag world. But, no, I'd be even happy with like an NWA run, an MLW run. There's so many different things that
There's larger independent promotions.
Exactly.
Out there. There's an app they called IWTV.
Yep.
And BST's on it, Blitzkrieg up in Infield's on it. And they have promotions all around the world.
There's so much wrestling now compared to even when I first started that it's just...
Some people argue there's too much wrestling. I really don't think so.
Too much.
I think it's too easy to become a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
To where there's some stuff out there that I just scratch my head at, but I just think it's too easy. That's my opinion.
Yeah, but do you think it's too easy because of other schools and stuff out there aren't taking the time to teach right, or is it because the students are...
It's a mixture. I think for a while there would be guys that would go to a couple seminars and go, I'm a pro wrestler.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, no. It's not as close guarded as it used to be. Not saying it should be, but it's just...
It's a different era.
It's a different era.
Well, it's the age of social media.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and that's why the market has gotten saturated, is because everybody has access now to knowing that they can become a wrestler, or, you know. But that's how it is with a lot of I guess, popular careers.
And some of my thoughts are very dinosaur-ish when it comes to certain things, but like you said, it's a different era, it's a different generation. Well, there's something for everybody out there.
Right.
I just think it's too easy to say, hey, I'm a pro wrestler. And we've all seen shows to where it's like, some of these people shouldn't be in there, but hey, that's my opinion.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from. And I know that it's necessary, I think, nowadays to have guys like you that still, and Bull, that still do some of the grappling, the old school, you know, take your opponent to the mat stuff, because there's too much of this jumping around and everybody, you know, and not really concentrating on what's at hand, you know.
I try and tell people, tell a good story. It's easy to do flips and get a reaction, but if you make it make sense, then hey, you're doing your job. But
it's also important, though, that
tell a story.
Well, it brings people back.
Yeah,
it brings people back, because yeah, it's great to see some guy do, you know, a 360 backwards off of a rope or whatever, you know, and land a move really good. But the problem is that everybody's doing it, and then I come back next week, I see the same thing. No, what I like is, you know, like, I became vested in you and Frosty. Not just because I was doing potatoes with the both of you, but I wanted to know where this was going to end up. And that was important to me, you know, because I wanted to know where it was going. And it's like anything. You tune into a program because you want to know what's going to happen next. And when there's all this flippity-dippity, you don't get that.
And I've had a good run with PW, starting with me and Dredd. I feel like we had a good set of matches. Me and Frost, my United States title run. PW's home to me. But like I said, 2025, I'm looking to
expand,
starting to be everywhere. Yeah.
Now, you talked about possibly dabbling in the tag division. Is there anybody that you know, currently, whether they be a rookie, somebody fresh, or somebody that is weathered and has some tenure under their belt, who is it that you would like to tag with?
My only tag partner, that'd be Andy Sweet. Andy Sweet.
Only person you can trust.
The only person I can trust.
I've unfortunately never seen Andy in the ring. So I would, if something like that was to ever happen, that would be pretty cool. Is there anybody else that you would, you know who I think would be good under your wing? Because, and that would be Jeremy. Look why. And I'll tell you
Right.
why. Jeremy has the skills, but sometimes Jeremy's gets ahead of himself. He's always thinking 5 or 6 things ahead, and I think sometimes that's a little dangerous for him because he gets ahead of himself. And I don't know, I think he needs to just pump the brakes a little bit. Just a little bit.
He needs to keep doing what he's doing. He doesn't need to be stuck with me. He needs to keep doing what he's doing.
He's got the perfect entrance music.
I
and
think
all
I think that you could probably teach him momentum, and how to pace himself.
Who knows?
So that
maybe
he doesn't.
Maybe I've been speaking in his ear.
Well, maybe you have, and maybe that's why he acts a little crazy sometimes.
Who knows? I feel like we've started to see a little dark side with Dredd. Who knows?
Well,
Maybe that could be a...
Yeah, but he's upset because he gets opportunity after opportunity for different. Well, he gets different opportunities, and
it
somebody
just doesn't
always
work
screws
out.
him
Right.
out of something.
Who knows?
So of course,
Maybe he needs a tag partner.
that would be pretty cool too. Though I don't know. Well, I know that you two couldn't be tag partners. That's for sure. But I wonder who, if let's say, just for craps and giggles, you did end up tagging with Andy. I wonder who Bull could get, because Andy's a big dude, and and you're no slouch. Now we know that Bull's a big dude.
Who knows? Maybe he can call his buddy Ryan Frost. And me and Andy could beat up Bull Dredd and Ryan Frost.
See the tag team version of this whole thing, right?
Well, you know something, I'd pay double to see that tag match. I really would. That would be outstanding.
Before we go, where can we find you?
Yeah.
So,
Like talking about social media.
Yeah.
So Instagram, it's going to be Mooch Wrestling. I have a YouTube channel. This is Mooch. And then same thing on Facebook. I have a Facebook page. This is Mooch also. Or YouTube is Mooch Wrestling, just like my Instagram. Trying to
Yep.
get them all the same. It's just...
And people,
and
if you go-
Facebook is just Mooch.
This is Mooch, yep.
And if you go on Mooch's YouTube channel, he's got a few hundred videos, and some of them go back years to the beginning when Mooch was green himself. So
And I spent some time in Florida too, doing some stuff down there.
and you have stuff on there from Florida as
Yep.
well, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because I was saying, I was checking it out today, knowing that we were going to have you on the show, and I wanted to see some of your, because I've only known you for about a year, regrettably, and
Thank you very much for coming on, sir.
Thank you guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Uncle
I-
Otis, no.
no, I think I need you to walk me out.
You're
to my
welcome
car.
back anytime.
Oh, I'll be back.
Before I go, though, look for Pioneer Valley Old School Night from this previous Friday night. Footage of the matches will be going up within the week.
Yeah, I'm still putting up some stuff that I have. I'm doing the editing and all that kind of stuff, and I'm on right now. I'm on 6 steady platforms, but I just added 4 more that I got to set up. So you could find, all kind, and I've got almost probably a half a dozen at least of Mooch matches on my YouTube channel as well.
I've seen you do your editing on a typewriter. It's weird how you
How's
get
that
that stuff
possible?
up there.
But anyway,
Isn't it time to go?
it's time to wrap things up.
The hamster running on the wheel to
YouTube.
power up your...
Squared Circle CT.
What? I got a cell
Facebook.
phone.
Join our group, the Squared Circle.
cell
I'm
phone.
Hollywood J. Williams.
I'm
Good night.
Uncle Otis.
Good luck.
That's an iPod, that ain't a
We'll
cell
see
phone.
you again.